to the chase. Where do the chase? Where did it try to making time try here, making time stand still. Diving deep, where I just pretend, where your guys just pretend, journey, your guys on this journey, chasing the chase, where truth's the quest, where truth's the quest. Won't give it a rest, won't give it a rest. In the maze of facts, in the maze of ways, bringing the dawn of a clearer day, of a clearer day. They laugh, they probe, they take no sides. Laugh, they probe, they take no sides. Through rabbit holes, they take their stride. Rabbit holes, they take their stride. With sin and enter, their head is sin and enter, their head is John. Chasing descent, chasing descent. Subscribe, so don't be content. Don't be content. Chase, be omnipresent. Be omnipresent, John. No time is misspent. No time is misspent. With chasing descent, with chasing descent. Where truth's the quest, where truth's the quest. Give it a rest, give it a rest. In a maze of facts, they find their way, bringing the dawn of a clearer day, of a clearer day. Where truth's the quest, chasing descent. John won't give it a rest. In a maze of facts, they find a way, bringing the dawn of a clearer day. They laugh, they probe, they take no sides. They take no sides. They take their strides. They take their strides. Enter with their head in center. They shove it, descent, chasing descent, chasing. So hit subscribe. Don't be content. Don't be content. Join the chase. Be on me. Join the chase. Be on me. Present, John. No time is misspent. No time is misspent. On the trail. With chasing descent. With chasing descent. Where truth's the quest. Where truth's the quest. Won't give it a rest. Won't give it a rest. In a maze of facts, they find their way, bringing the dawn of a clearer day, of a clearer day. Where truth's the quest. Chasing descent. John won't give it a rest. In a maze of facts, they find a way, bringing the dawn of a clearer day. They laugh, they probe, they take no sides. They take no sides. They take their strides. They take their strides. Enter with their head in center. They shove it, descent, chasing descent, chasing descent.
Good evening and welcome one and all. It's good to see you. Yeah, it's Monday. I wasn't sure whether I was going to do a stream today or not because I'm quite tired. I've been working. Actually made some cash today by working. I put a set of doors in for the guy across the road, the mechanic guy. So that's that. Brit mate, good evening. Melted Mushroom, out, and Julie in the chat. Good to see you all. Yeah, so my little friend Ben, as you've no doubt seen, or if you're on Twitter, you'll have seen, my little friend Ben sent me a message this morning saying that it was all getting a bit too much. So I'm not sure what he's saying about the audio. Well, I think what he's saying is, he's been doing a lot. He has been doing a lot. He's been doing a lot with the Real Review as well, and he's been doing a lot of physical stuff. And I think it's just taking the toll on his small and infirm body. Well, it's not that small, let's be honest, but his infirm body. So he's taking some time just to recuperate and get back to scratch. But do not be disappointed, because he will still be here for a Friday nights all in. So there you go. So I'm being nice. I'm always nice. I just call it as I see it, don't I? So yeah. So there we go. That was my fault if the audio was on, if the intro was on a echo. That was my fault because I forgot to mute the I forgot to mute it. That would be me. That would be on me because I'm here on my own and I don't have a producer yet. Anyway, apart from that, I wasn't quite sure what to talk about. But yeah, you'll still see Ben every Friday, definitely. And of course, you'll still see him on the Real Review, knocking shit out his body as he takes these high G turns on roller coasters, loving every minute of it, and tearing himself slowly apart. But you know, we'll be right behind you, Ben, sweeping up the excrement and cheering you on. Anyway, yeah, not to worry, not to worry. It just means he'll be doing slightly less during the week, so that's really it. He's not on death's door or anything like that. So, and we still stay in touch. This isn't a, what would you call it, a dispute or an argument or anything. There's been none of that. Nothing going on behind the scenes, just in case you think that we have come to some sort of acrimonious disagreement. Well, we haven't. We quite frankly haven't. And we're both just working as hard as we can. And sometimes, and I mean, it's happened to me as well. If you remember, like last year, I had to take a week off as well because it gets to you. This kind of stuff does get to you sometimes. And you know, you've got to kind of reset and recuperate, and it's difficult when you're broke because you know we are broke. We don't have a lot of money, and we don't make a lot of money from this. You know, the advertising, no love or stiff militant, none at all. But the advertising revenue is still very low because what we need is for you to like, share, and subscribe and get eyes on the channel so as we can build it up. And that applies to all our channels. You know, We Love F1, Jason Descent, and of course, Real Review. So, you know, if you like any of that stuff, have a look at it, like, share, and subscribe it, share it out. Share it out more than anything because that's where we'll get more people having a look at it. And hopefully get some more advertising revenue. Now, obviously, if you don't want to, there are a number of ways of avoiding advertising revenue on YouTube. One of them is to buy premium. Now, if you do that, we do get money if you're a premium user and watches, but we don't get a lot. We don't get a lot. The other ways to help out the channel are, of course, super thanks and super chats. Super thanks is after the fact when you're watching it back, and super chats are when we're live right just now. And of course, you can always support us on Ko-fi. The little green button down there. If you click that, it will ask you if you want to put a message in. If you put a message in using sensible, good words, nothing naughty, because there is an extensive block list. It will read it out in a suitably AI voice that is definitely AI. Right. So that's where we are there now. Did I want to mention? Did I want to mention the whole thing that we were talking about last night about the AI alleged reform candidates and all that, and what a crazy thing it would be if they'd actually done it, because they would leave themselves wide open to complete disrepute, to criminal convictions, to even going to jail perhaps. They would certainly make themselves no longer a credible party, and they'd all be, you know, I would say flung out. But there's the byline thing is still claiming like there's 80 people they can't find. Well, you're not trying very hard. I mean, the first guy you came up with has now come out, been on what's it called, one of the papers or something, and said, yeah, he wasn't feeling very well. He was treated for pneumonia or something like that. He was still talking to them in a croaky voice, and he says, as soon as I'm feeling a bit better, I'll send you a video. And yeah, so yeah, but people do that with photos, don't they, Brit, mate? They digitally retouch them, and of course they did it. They also did it to change the colour of the tie and things like that. I mean, actually, when you look back at some of our earlier stuff, we're not digitally retouched. But and when you look at some of Ben and I's earlier stuff, we're using webcams, and webcams are much friendlier on the face than than these high def cine cameras and DSLRs. Pardon me. So yeah, I mean, in real life, I actually look better than this because this is just picking up all the flaws, and I'm a lot thinner because there's at least 15 cameras on. No, no. Oh, right. Where was I? Oh, right. No, he doesn't need more Red Bull, Brett. Mate, he doesn't need more Red Bull. He needs to cut that crap out. That's probably why he's getting burnt out because he's obviously pumping himself full of stimulants. So yeah, so I'm still not a fan of this whole fake candidate thing. I think it's a nonsense. But what about Marie Le Pen? You know, going to now being investigated for illegally funding her presidential campaign in 2022. Funny that, what? The day after the communist take control. Well, sorry, the far right and the communist take control. Yeah, yeah, she's going to be Trump, isn't she? See what I did there? See what I did there? Oh, right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through the back rooms. That sounds a bit subliminal, doesn't it? Like liminal. Ed and I will need to have a look at liminal spaces, won't we? Have you heard of the back rooms? I mean, we're off topic here, but it's um, it's non-Euclidean geometry. Oh no, this is definitely a rabbit hole. We'll go down that. We'll go down that on a Thursday night. It probably won't be this Thursday though, because I've given Ed a task to go and research Walter Russell. I think so. We might be talking about free energy and stuff like that. Hmm, interesting. Or maybe not. If that's your cup of tea, come along on Friday night when Ed and I will be talking about nonsense that goes with rabbit holes. Now, why is this not filling the space? Is that better? That's strange. Strange indeed. I don't understand why it's not filling the space. Anyway, right, there we go. We'll leave it. We'll leave it at that. I'm not going to. I'm not going to muck around anymore. Let's have a look at this though, because right. So here we go. Here's the back room. Here's the people that are making up the advisors and the people behind the scenes that are working for. Sir Keith Starmer. So these guys are working behind the scenes for him now. He's in at number 10, and this guy Morgan McSweeney, aka the Ginger Tosser. Um, he's trying to look kind of mean there, isn't he? He looks like he would have difficulty punching his way out of a paper bag. Having said that, Starmer's director of campaigns is the most influential backroom operator in the party. A backroom operator, I'll bet he is. McSweeney, who is Irish and the founder of a group called Labour Together, is behind the team's plan to win power, from gaining control of the party machinery and list of candidates to making sure the centre has a tight grip on policy and message discipline. He helped run Starmer's leadership bid and served as chief of staff before moving to work more politically on the election. So this is Dominic Cummings, is it not? The this is the Cummings to Boris, the Campbell as to Blair. You know, this is the guy behind the scenes, is it? This, this I tell you what, I'm going to play. I'm going to play this guy. This is when the BBC used to make good comedy, and it's not that long ago. It's only what 10, just over 10 years ago. But the BBC used to make good comedy, and this guy would have ripped him a new one in like 2 seconds and flat. Beware, there are some strong language in this clip. I think I think he made himself quite plain, quite. He quite plainly understood there, and in the most eloquent manner, indeed. I did quite like that. Sue Gray. Yes, Sue Gray. Now, so this is the one that reeks of a reward, doesn't it? I mean, a senior civil servant. Now, Keith Starmer's chief of staff. Why? Why? Sue Gray, the former senior civil servant, has been a household name since she wrote the official report into the Partygate scandal. Did she mention the other party that they had? But of course, that was okay because they just drank beer. They didn't drink wine, did they? They just drank beer, him and Angela. Before that, she held senior Whitehall roles, including head of the proprietary and ethics unit. Wonder if they should be looking at her now. Her ethics don't seem very good. Ruling and advising on cases of misconduct. Her move to Labour was controversial. No shit, Sherlock. Civil servants are bound to maintain confidentiality in the job, but her new post as Chalmers Chief of Staff is primarily one of diplomacy, organisation, and planning, so no biggie. She won't be giving any civil servant secrets to him. That is out of order in my book. Seniors, in fact, civil servants shouldn't be allowed to just jump into jobs with the with the politicians. They just shouldn't be. I mean, the civil service is meant to be above that because they're effectively the people that run the country, you know? So this is not on. It's just not on. This reeks of backhanded reward mechanism, doesn't it? It really does, you know. Oh, you've been a good girl. You wrote us a great report on Partygate, brought down Boris. And then that meant that it put in, you know, people that were seen as completely unelectable to be ultimately unelected. Yeah. Right, who we got next? What have we got? What have we got? Keith just had a curry, did he? Keith's in the Keith's in the air just now, isn't he? On his 2-engine jet flying across the Atlantic. Going to a NATO summit in Washington, is it? Anyway, right, Deborah Mattinson, titled as Director of Strategy, Starmer's polling expert. So this is, you know, this is the woman that probably is going to produce all the polls now, so YouGov will be out the window. Joined after running a company called Britain Thinks, which specialised in focus groups. Oh, is this the Labour version of Nadeem Sawali? Yeah. Matheson is a senior figure in the leadership team and is focused on going after voters in the Red Wall. Well, we did see that. The Red Wall did come back to Labour. Everything came back to Labour, didn't it? Anyway, in particular, those termed hero voters, who they hope will switch from backing the Tories in 2019 to Labour in 2024. Well, yeah, but they switched from backing Labour in 2014 or whatever it was to then back the Tories in 2019. So maybe they're just floating voters, not hero voters. After the last election, she wrote a book called Beyond the Red Wall. Nothing to do with Game of Thrones or anything like that. Peter Hyman, unfortunate name, a former head teacher and education expert. He previously, well, hold on. Why is he an education expert? Is that just assumed because he was a head teacher? If so, that's a pretty erroneous assumption. He previously worked in Downing Street as a speechwriter and policy aide for Tony Blair. Now an advisor to Starmer, he has big ideas on education and was also influential in forming the leadership's 5 missions. His role roves across strategy and policy. Oh, super. Absolutely super. Oh, it was Beyond the Curry, that's right. That's right. I just had beer and a curry. It was just a working lunch, wasn't it? Or a working dinner. Matthew Doyle, Starmer's executive director of communications, was a special advisor in Blair's Downing Street. Oh my God! All the Blairites are coming back, aren't they? So you don't see this on well, you don't see this anywhere. Actually, I haven't seen this on Twitter or any of the stuff. This is actually the Guardian. Don't I know, but don't shoot me. I'm only reading it. It's actually quite interesting. No, not the paper generally, but this article. So Matthew Doyle, Starmer's executive director of communications, was a special advisor in Blair's Downing Street and a political director of the former Prime Minister's office after leaving Number 10. Pardon me. He is charged with securing good coverage for the leader. He's going to have his work cut out then, isn't he? Navigating the party through attacks from the Tory media. What Tory media? What Tory media? Who's the Tory media these days? Really? Are there any Tory media? In the run up to the election, ensuring equal treatment by broadcasters during the campaign. Yeah, if anything, Labour got more than their fair share, I would say. David Evans, Labour's General Secretary, has been a major figure in the transformation of the party since the Jeremy Corbyn. They have named he who must not be named. His job is to run the party HQ's machinery. Machinery as in people? Why do they use terms like machinery when they don't mean machinery? Because if someone says, I'm going to run the machinery, you would expect to open the door and find them tinkering with a large machine. But no, it's nothing to do with machinery. Dealing with the backlog of anti-Semitism complaints. Oh, good grief. Another suspension or expulsion cases and tackling the party's financial situation. Yeah, good luck with that. Matthew Pound, the senior advisor to the party. Pound is close to McSweeney. I'll bet he is. And helped. They just write themselves, don't they? McSweeney and Pound. McSweeney pounds Starmer. Starmer pounds McSweeney. Anyway, and he helped to bring about the leadership role changes in 2021, seen it as key to helping Starmer secure control over Labour. Matthew Faulding, another important lieutenant close to McSweeney. Oh, McSweeney's got a group going on. A noun with pound as one of the two Matts. Oh, God. Which Matt got to you? Was it Pound or Faulding? Faulding was instrumental in. You fucking cannot write comedy like this. Was instrumental in running the selection of candidates for Westminster. The result has been a list of Starmer allies rather than left-wingers standing for seats at the election. Does that mean they're communists? Does it? Because if they're not left-wingers, what the hell are they doing in the Labour Party? Oh, good grief. Yeah, I think you're right. It's Blair doing an Obama militant. Right. Stuart Ingham, the Executive Director of Policy, is a long-standing Starmer ally and a low profile. And has a low profile. Oh, you mean like all the people that stood for reform that Byline Times can't find? He's former academic and policy researcher who's the sole member of Starmer's original office and still in the team. This is the guy that's got the dirt on Starmer. He's the original, he's the only member of the original team still there. He's got the goodies. They're in a safe. And they're also with his lawyer in an envelope that says, in the event of my untimely death, please send this to the media. This is the guy. This guy has it. This is the guy we need to target and talk to. Stuart Ingham. He's got the goodies. Somebody needs to get to him. Right, Ravinder Athwal, a former academic and Treasury official. Athwal is charged with drawing together the manifesto from the policy. Well, that sounds really boring. Luke Sullivan. Sullivan is Starmer's Director of Politics, which involves liaising with MPs. Does that mean talking to them? As a former advisor to the Chief Whip, he is well known and connected. So he talks to MPs on behalf of Sarkif. Wahid Ali, he looks like a comedian, doesn't he? The media executive and Labour donor has played a pivotal role in drumming up donations for the election campaign, with a return of former contributors and a swath of new ones. Indeed. What's happening in the chat? Yeah, Rainer probably will have a bash at it. Shalini is in Italy and won't be back here until Thursday. She's on a work trip, indeed. So she should be back for the rabbit hole, she tells me. The Red Conservatives, yeah, Dread Tory Light veto. Yeah, well, it probably is. Shalini has a good time. Yeah, we all hope she has a good time. Apparently, it's just seeing the manufacturer of their ovens. Anyway, right, moving on. Paul Ovenden is a director of communications who focuses on attack and rebuttal. Okay. As well as helping to prepare the leader for Prime Minister's questions. God. This is going to be a disaster, isn't it? Steph Driver. Driver is Starmer's communications chief who travels with him and oversees his personal media. Yeah. Go and watch the thick of it. It's brilliant series. And you see all these people. You can work out who they are if you think about it. Sophie Nazemi, Labour's head of media and a rare survivor from the Corbyn era. She's got dirt on him as well then. Or she gave him dirt on Corbyn, and this is the reward. She's in charge of the party's press office, a hugely important role in the run up to an election. Well, yeah, obviously this article was written before the election, but even so, it's still valid. Jill Cuthbertson, Starmer's head of private office. What's a private office? Why has a public servant got a private office? Is a crucial gatekeeper who manages his movements and organises his time. She ran Ed Miliband's office when he was Labour leader. Oh, good God. Ed Miliband, is he the one? What one's Ed? Is that the one that's out in America? The kind of slightly better looking, brighter one that actually makes money. If that's the case, there's talk of him coming back to do stuff for Labour. Right, the key politicians. Shall we go through? Do you want to go through the key politicians? Yeah. The key politicians. Rachel Reeves as Shadow Chancellor. Reeves has formed a powerful double act with Starmer as they work to regain trust, especially on the economy. Well, how can you regain trust when you've only got, a third of the population voting for it? It's not even a third, is it? But a third of the electorate that voted. That doesn't sound good, does it? She has impressed and won over business leaders and is the linchpin of maintaining discipline on public spending. That doesn't sound like a. Sounds more like a Tory party policy, reining in anyone who wants to announce expensive, uncosted policies. Well, that'll be a diversion for the Labour Party. Angela Rayner, the ginger growler herself. She's proven a loyal deputy to Starmer after moments of tension earlier in their partnership. I don't want to even hazard a guess at what those moments of tension were. She is one of the few senior figures trusted by the unions. Why? And will be central to delivering changes to the workplace as well as on a new policy brief of housing and levelling up. Now, I thought they were dropping the term levelling up. I thought they were saying that the levelling up thing's just a slogan. But hey, I might be wrong. Right, go and put your head down, Ben. Enjoy. 17.5% of the UK. So would that be 17.5% of the UK electorate voted for Labour? Dreadeye, would it? Would it? Right, Pat McFadden, the shadow cabinet office minister. Shadow cabinet office minister, right, is one of Starmer's most experienced team members. Well, I don't know if it's worth going through the politicians now because we'd probably be better just going through the cabinet, and we can do that another time because bloody hell, it's hard going talking about Labour. So there you go, there you go. So Labour's so Sir Keith's off. He's off on his jollies already. So when did he get voted in? Thursday. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, the fourth day, and he's out of the country. That's him away. He's away to America on a jolly for the big NATO conference. And Blinken has just turned around and said no to Zelensky. He said, no, you can't use ATACMS to fire on Russia. He said, no, can't do it. Which, in some respects, is good because it's a moment of clarity and a moment of truth. Total population is not a good indicator, though, Dreadeye, because, there's a huge swath of the population can't vote. The ones that are under 18, the ones that are in prison, the ones that are homeless and don't have any means of getting on the electoral register, those that deliberately don't go on the electoral registry, and those that aren't allowed to vote because they're not actually domiciled here yet. So anyway, apart from that, as I was saying, what was I talking about? I was talking about Blinken. The Blinken has said, no, you can't use ATACMS. Which I think is a good thing because at some point it means that somebody has seen some kind of sense and said, no, don't fire on Russia with American weapons. Because that could be seen as quite inflammatory and may take us into World War III. On the other hand, some could say, let him go ahead, because probably be the last thing he does. Because I think Russia has proven by now that it has the means of just going all in. And maybe that's what's needed to bring this to a swift conclusion. Maybe not. Maybe we don't want a swift conclusion, but I'd rather see less people die across the board. And if you keep dragging things out, more and more people are going to die, which is very, very unfortunate. On both sides. But yeah. And that building that was struck the other day that everybody keeps bleating on about, you have to remember that Stanford University wrote an article on it. All the patients were evacuated in 2022 and 2023 because Ukraine couldn't treat them anymore because of the problem with power outages and getting equipment to them and drugs and things. So they were all taken to countries that could actually treat them. So I think as a hospital, it was effectively on downtime. And if you're targeting a building and you only kill 2 people, that's pretty poor targeting, is it not? So I'm not quite sure what happened there. Given previous history of little Vlad, one has to consider same kind of thing as when he lobbed a missile at Poland and then asked for a nuclear war. Just where did that come from? Why did he think that would be a good idea? This is like one of those. If you've been watching House of the Dragon, you've got the kind of infant king. He's another Godfrey. Really, he's an idiot. But That's what little Vlad's like. He's an idiot. He just keeps coming up with all this shit. And still nobody seems... he's like so shameless and brass-necked. I mean, his wife's bought a 4.4 million euro Bugatti. 4.4 million euros. Where did she get the money for that? You. That's where she got the money from. That she got it from you. It could have been this. It could be anything, militant. You know, to be fair. I mean, look, and then they keep going on about war crimes, and that's fine. But when you look back at what Obama won a peace prize for droning weddings. This guy, it's like something. I think it was Ray. He on Twitter, he pointed out that 90% of the people that Obama hit with a drone were innocent people. You know, I mean, where do you draw the line? I mean, you can't see. This is the problem. You can't say that Obama was targeting terrorists and their families, which was all quite fair, and then complain about other countries doing it. You just can't do that. So the whole thing's. But don't you find that people these days are more and more involved in cognitive dissonance? They really seem to just have their view and that's it. And if you disagree with their view or point out the flaws in their thinking, it's like, no, that's not the case, but I'm blocked. You know, I'm not talking to you. I want my little echo chamber and I want to stay in it. And you you can do that if you want to have an echo chamber. Have an echo chamber. You won't get one here. The problem is, I can't. I mean, it's like I can't say that one thing's right and one thing's not when I don't have the evidence. And it's like all these people making these incredible claims about 80 Reform candidates being AI. That's an extraordinary claim, and like the man said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So you put up or you shut up. And of course, some clown, I don't know who he is, Johnny West or something, some clown on Twitter says, I've proven two, which has just been unproven, the two that he's proven. So he's proven two, so now it's up to you, the Reform voters, to prove that they aren't. That's not how it works, mate. When you make an extraordinary claim, you have to put up the evidence to prove it. We don't have to prove anything, or anyone anyone sitting on the sidelines doesn't have to prove anything. You made the claim, you've got to prove it. And people don't seem to understand that on Twitter. If you make the extraordinary claim, you've got to prove it. It's not up to me to disprove you. I don't even need to work hard. I don't need to do anything because your claim doesn't stand until you've provided evidence and proof. And you've not done that. So jog on. Just jog on. When does England play football again? That's an oxymoron, isn't there? England play football. Okay, I meant to say, when does England's spreadsheet start again? Old Gareth will be there shuffling cells on the spreadsheet. Oh, it's tomorrow, is it? Tomorrow. Who are they up against, mate? Who are they up against? I hear France are up against Spain tonight, so I don't know who England's up against. But that was quite funny. And people keep saying, why is there a black team? Why is there an African team in the Euros? It's not. It's just composed of people from African descent. But they're French, really. They're French. Oh, Holland's a bit like that as well, aren't they? They're a bit like that. In fact, isn't England a bit like that as well? Why does Scotland do so badly at football? Because we don't have any black people. We saved all our stuff for inventions. Oh no, it was black people invented everything, didn't they? Well, no, they didn't. When's Black History Month? That must be coming up soon, or has it been? Oh, Spain are beating France at the moment. Well, that's good because I believe France are in the kind of league with England and being one of the most boring teams to watch possible. Ooh. Sorry, I'm not having a go at you. Yeah, yes, I am. Sorry, not sorry. So, Labour did this the last time, didn't they, in 1997 when they had this massive landslide when the Blair got into power and New Labour and things can only get better and all that. And it was, it didn't take them that long before they got, well, how long was it before they got turfed out again? Well, it was probably about 10, 12 years, was it? Yeah, yeah, it probably was. Right. Did I see Diane Abbott's pick? No, a pick of what? What did she do? What did she do? I'm going to play another little clip of the Scottish Dominic Cummings.
Another fucking adjective to add to fucking smug and glum, haven't we? Fucking retarded!
Another adjective to add to smug and glum, and that's meant by him talking to the minister that's sitting beside him. Yeah, I could believe that. I could believe that's how it goes. You know, because the prime minister will have his enforcer, and they'll be untouchable. It's like the hand of the king, isn't it? Really, he'll be completely untouchable. So quite funny. No, so come on, Militant, come back to me. What about this Diane Abbott's picture? What was it? Anything exciting? Was it an old picture or a young picture or something? Maybe I should look. Maybe I'll have a quick look and see if I can find Diane Abbott. I know she's now been referred to as the mother of the house, because she's, well, there's pictures of Diane Abbott, but she doesn't look bright. Well, why does she wear a why does she wear a lampshade shaped wig? She's 70 years old. My maiden speech as mother of the house. Oh, good God. Well, I've never heard of this mother of the house. What is this nonsense? No idea what it means. Right, what else has happened today? Anything exciting? Have we anything else that we want to talk about? How long have we been on? That's 39 minutes. That's 40 minutes. That's not too bad. Yeah, so the Lucy Letby trial that's still ongoing, and I find it, there's a couple of theories about this. And one of them is that, and there's some quite senior professors and no, Yassi, no, get back in your box. That's a rabbit hole subject, not a. I'm not going to tell you again. I just will not tolerate abuse like this. So anyway, what made me forget what I was, Lucy Letby. Yeah, so there's quite a few senior doctors that are kind of supporting her, I think. So it's very difficult because the evidence doesn't seem to necessarily stack up that as you would expect it to. And one of the doctors, I think, when I say a senior doctor, I mean like a consultant, said something like, or a professor even, said something like, well, maybe the fact that she's always there is because she's attentive, doing her job, and being responsive to the patient's needs. Which, and if we think back, we only have to think back a couple of years to see how some of the medical profession behaved when they should have been attentive. and weren't. So, yeah, there might be something in that. And if you've ever been in hospital, you know that some nurses are really good and some nurses are just plain awful. And you wonder, why did you go into a caring profession when you obviously don't care about anyone, you know? But why would you? I mean, you obviously didn't join it for the money, so why stay? Me too, Yazzie. Me too. I was just teasing you, but yeah. So yeah. So and then apparently one of the plumbers has been talking about a sewage problem at the hospital, which would be quite bad if there was some kind of like E. coli, because newborn babies don't have terribly great immune systems, especially if they don't get breastfed, and especially if they were born through cesarean section. Because, and this might sound a bit gross, but all that mucus that coats them as they come down the birth canal, really boosts their immune system. Gets into their gut, gives them a head start on the biome and stuff like that. They really don't have. So it really gets them going, because if you think about it, when you're a proper human, i.e., you've been hanging around for a few months or weeks, and you're starting to develop a bacterial growth in your intestines that is actually going to provide vital nutrients, enzymes, and protection against diseases. So if you don't have that bacteria, you're struggling to start with, and babies that don't get the colostrum from the first breastfeed and all that, and didn't come through the birth canal, they're struggling. They're struggling to start with because they're on the back foot. So yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm sure you have, Julie. Yeah. I am sure you have. Right. What else have we got? I don't really have any funnies tonight. I'm saving them up for Friday. Intro is, yeah, that's fine. Right, where was I? I'm quite tired tonight, so I think we'll call it. I think we'll call it at that, if that's okay with you people. Yep, I'm going to call it at that. It's been great as always for me, and I'd appreciate it if you could find the time to like, share, and subscribe. It would be fantastic. And as always, it's been great for you.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle, and you think you're shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to